before we hit play on this too, you mentioned that there's subsidies for ranching too. And can you explain that? Because I've never heard of this.
Well, it's not necessarily a subsidy.
But I guess it's like a...
But it totally looks like a subsidy from
Yeah.
a business model, right? And
Right.
so for us, we run on all privately owned land. And so when we're paying a pasture lease, we're paying between 50 cents a day and $1 a day for a grazing lease. If you're grazing on Bureau of Land Management or Forest Service, their current rate is $1.35 a month for grazing. So for us, we average about $27 a month per head for grazing, and they're paying $1.35. So if you look at that from a business standpoint, we're paying around $30,000 a year in grazing payments, lease payments, and a same-sized operation as ours would be paying $1,500 to $1,900 a year in leases. So just from a sheer dollar and cents perspective, that's a significant cost difference. Many of those people are also the price takers. Like, they just sell their calves at an auction, and whatever they get is whatever they get, which is what drives us to try and capture as much of the value as we can. Mm-hmm. Whether it's direct to consumer finished beef, whether it is selling registered bulls, and also doing ranch consulting. Because as much land as we lease, I'm doing consulting and helping other landowners improve their land, both for wildlife habitat as well as for grazing. So those are other ways that we can use the skills that I've gleaned through my experience and the years that I have had doing what we do to try and supplement and make up the difference to pay those grazing fee differences. And one of the biggest pushbacks that I get from public land grazers is like, well, we're improving the forest, or we're improving the Bureau of Land Management land, or we're using something that wouldn't be utilized anyway. The problem is they have encounters with hikers and backpackers and four-wheel drive and ATV, and so they have these interactions that public will say, actually, you're destroying it, or actually, we don't want to have to step in cow pies, or whatever. And so there's that other public-private interaction on public land that they have to deal with that I don't, because my cows are where they're supposed to be most of the time. Because they're supposed to be there. Yeah. And so I don't have that public-private interaction problems that they do on public land.
Are there any other examples similar to that from like a financial standpoint that folks might not realize that impact you?
Well, I mean, like the current cattle market, my profit margin is actually greater if I just took all of my calves and sold them directly in the sale barn, because I haven't raised the price of our beef significantly to mirror the difference. Because in raising a beef, it's around 24 months from the time that it's born to the time that it's butchered. So you have a whole nother year of feed and a whole nother year of liability for it to get sick or hit by a car or eaten by a mountain lion or a wolf or whatever that you wouldn't have otherwise. Mm-hmm. And that's evidenced by, we had a few of our little kind of scraggly looking calves that just didn't fit the bunch that we looked at earlier. And I was like, I'm just going to dump them. The market's good. So I took them to the local auction house, and then I crunched the numbers, back in napkin math. And I was like, I'd be better off to just haul all the calves to the sale barn. But then I'd have those 200 plus beef customers that rely on me to buy beef from me that would just be without. And so they will still be with me no matter what the cattle market is. But realistically, I probably need to raise my prices again to be competitive, because I already have people who previously said that our beef was too expensive reach out to me about buying beef from us now because they're feeling it in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And as you know, in the grocery store, once the price goes up, it never goes back down. Like, that's just the new normal. But so much of what we do is feeding our communities. Like, that's such a focus for us that, sure, we need to make the money to pay the bills, pay the mortgage, all the, whatever bills there are. But I see the positive effect that we have on the children that are eating our beef, and how much better they're doing in school, how much better their attention is in school. And that's really what drives me to continue to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because you can see firsthand the positive impacts you have on these local families in our community.
And that sentiment I hear time and time again from farmers and ranchers, that it's so exhausting, and there's so many times, because I also hear like when something happens to where this might be it, I'm just going to hang up the towel, but then they hear something from a customer about a specific product or something, or a story about a family. You can't quantify that.
No, you can't.
It's priceless.
You're right.